there? All right, Dave, I'll let you take it away.
All right, thanks, Annie. Full house today for a very short agenda. So is there any public comment on items not on the agenda? Okay, and I'm sure, Bill, everyone is here to hear about the Larchmont budget. So you have a full house for that. So our first agenda item, though, is brought to us by John Hart. This is to assign to the city of Missoula a public roadway and utility easement. You piqued our interest, John.
Well, that's good, commissioners, because I'm sure no one's on the call this morning to hear this except the three of you, and you have to be here to hear this.
We're excited.
So, thank you. In December of 2003, the owner of Lot 4 of 44 Ranch Estates subdivision granted Missoula County public road and utility easement. Near as I can tell, that easement was never developed. There's no road there. There's no utilities there. Sometime after December of 2003, the city annexed this subdivision, so this lot is now in the city limits. And generally, when an annexation occurs, the city takes all of the right-of-way the annexation includes taking roads and road right-of-ways. However, the owner of Lot 44 would like the city of Missoula to vacate this particular right-of-way. And in consultation with my colleague in the city attorney's office, the city would like Missoula to assign this roadway easement to the city, and thus there will be absolutely no question whatsoever that the city has the authority to grant a vacation petition. So that's the background, and what I have is a documented assignment of this easement right. There's an exhibit to it showing the right-of-way. Steve Niday has reviewed both documents, approves of those, and I've done the same thing. And my recommendation to you three would be to assign this particular easement right to the city of Missoula. Do you have any questions?
No. I move that the board assign to the city of Missoula a public roadway and utility easement.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion or public comment? John Hart, you've left us speechless. No questions. So seeing no public comment or additional discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much, commissioners. The city and this property owner appreciate it.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Good. Andrew, would you like to present to us the FY22 Larchmont Golf Course budget? And we also have Bill Gallagher here who can answer questions in addition.
I'm sure Bill is much better versed in this than I am, but let me give it a shot here. First of all, congratulations. It was the first $1 million season in the history of Larchmont Golf Course. They opened in March, had a great April and May. Mid-June through mid-July was in the 90s, but I believe you played in the mornings and evenings, kept things going. August was smoky, fell off by a couple hundred rounds. September, October, November were really nice. You had an increase in 8 out of 9 months. Is that right, Bill?
Yeah, you did. Yes.
So there was 45,000 rounds of golf played, over $1 million in revenue. It'll be $112,000 coming back to Missoula County, plus an additional $107,000 for the irrigation loan that we. When did we take that out, Bill? Was that 2010 or 20?
Yeah, it's been a little over 10 years now, right?
Yeah.
And when is that paid off?
Can you explain that?
It was an Aero loan. Is that what they called them back then? I can't. It was low interest loan. It was subsidized by the federal government. We went in and we replaced all the sprinkler systems. We redeveloped the wells. What else did we do, Bill? I can't remember.
And it's all, I mean, the irrigation system entirely. Yeah. The whole 9 yards. It was, it was 30 years old. So we needed to,
Yeah.
it was shot.
Yeah, it was a big project and really helped the golf course, manage irrigation more effectively. And it's the debt service on it's about $84,000 a year. Bill's been paying more than that, so we're trying to pay down the principal as quickly as we can.
How long do we have it for?
I believe it's a 15-year loan. I don't think it's a 20.
I think it was a 20, but don't.
Was it?
I think it was, Andrew. Yeah.
Andrew, when you said that what $111,000 or something like that comes back to the county, is that after making the payments on the irrigation loan?
No, that's
Yeah.
before. Well,
That's included. They're separate. They're separate. You'll get the whole 112.
Okay, that's what I was getting at.
How we do that? We take 10% of our gross revenue and put it aside for the county, and we take 10% of our gross revenue and put it aside for the loan for the irrigation. So they're separate funds.
Yeah.
So
we saw a 16.5% increase over the prior year in overall revenue, a 4.3% increase in expense. Net income was fantastic. It was $264,393, a 64% increase from the prior year of $160,000.
64%. That's unbelievable. Wow.
It was. I think the stars aligned this year, Bill. It really was just a fantastic season.
yeah, it started. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Andrew, but yeah, it basically started last year. We had a great year. We had a record year last year as well. Over $900,000, and just so COVID's been good for golf. Like I said, it hasn't been good for a lot of businesses, but it's been really good for golf. So,
Bill, have you noticed an increase in tourists or first timers or something like that?
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, in the different programs we started to get younger people involved. I've noticed a big increase in youth. We're trying to get young adults back into the game because we're shifting towards seniors and that. So we started a program to little discount for people just getting out of college and that sort of thing. So we've noticed a big increase in that as well. So
Hey, Bill,
good.
and
Yeah.
not to derail Andrew's presentation here, but just on the revenue side, how do it's been a few years since I've been on the board there, so I've not had my finger on the pulse of fees and whatnot. But how do the rates that we charge at Larchmont relate to or compare with other golf courses in the Missoula area?
On what we charge, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, to answer that question, in your budget, we did a rate comparison sheet because we are proposing
The loose sheet.
we are proposing a rate increase. So we did and which every year we do. We haven't had a rate increase in 4 years. So we do a rate comparison, as you see, if you can find that in your budget. We did a 2021 where we were at and what we proposed for 2022 compared to other golf courses.
Bill, would you mind just saying some of those numbers out loud for folks who are listening in but don't have access to the docs?
Sure. Do you want our daily fee? We got
Oh,
season
there it
pass
is.
fees.
There we go. Sorry for that. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Cool. And you can see we're quite a bargain compared to other golf courses in western Montana, and like Great Falls, Helena, Hamilton, Polson.
Thanks.
Yeah, really a good deal.
But then did you want to see the 22? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
And those other golf courses are 2021. Most of, I know most everyone at those golf courses, and they are in the same boat. They don't have their, numbers approved, but they're all looking at an increase in rates as well. Like I say, we haven't had a rate increase in 4 years. So
Thanks. Okay, Andrew, back to you.
I was just going to actually conclude with that, the rate increase, season pass with spouse, they're going for, or season passes, they're going from 625 to 655 with spouse, from 935 to 995, seniors 550 to 590 with spouse, 840 to 900. 18 holes, they're going from 34 to 38, 9 holes from 22 to 24. Punch card with 10 punches, 180 to 200. Cart fees, 18 for 9 holes, 36 for 18. 20 for 9 and 40 for 18. They're proposing season carts going from 510 to 550. I think they're all appropriate numbers. They fit well into the overall scheme of the golf course. His capital purchases proposed next year of God, what was it, 128,000, Bill? I can't remember. It was 44,000 for equipment lease. What was the equipment lease? Like,
That's a yearly lease we have with John Deere. That's our, instead of buying new equipment all the time. So we have a 5-year lease for mowers, and we did that I think we have 2 years left on that lease. We did it because just mowers were getting outrageous. You're looking at $80,000, and we have 8 pieces of equipment so we'll own a couple of those at the end, and the other ones will revert back and get new ones. So it's made a lot of sense to lease that equipment as it's getting ridiculously expensive. So
the big expense next year is the parking lot and the cart paths. We're going to asphalt those for, you're estimating 75,000.
yeah, we put that in the last couple of years. We just haven't been able to get it done with COVID and the weather and different things. It definitely needs it. Our cart paths are pretty beat up and rough on equipment. So, and the parking lot definitely needs an overlay. But that won't come out of we have that money set aside in a capital reserve fund that we fund separately as well. So that will
Right.
won't affect this budget at all, actually. So.
So, and then the Buffalo blower for what was it, $8,900?
Yeah.
What's the Buffalo blower?
It's a huge, it's a big blower. They call them buffalo blowers, but what it is it's a big blower that we pull behind the cart because we have a lot of trees and we have a lot of leaves in the fall. So we have to blow the leaves so we can pick them up with our vacuum. And we blow off greens with it, and we use it when we aerify the greens, and we put sand on the greens. We blow it. When we aerify, it puts holes in the turf, and then we put sand on them. So we want to fill the holes just for drainage, keeps the greens in really good shape, which they are. So we blow sand around to make sure it gets in all the holes. So we use it quite a bit. And one's in disrepair, and we have another one. So we need 2 of them, and we're gonna probably sell. We have a little interest in the one that we're going to put to bed, so we'll be able to get a little money for that.
So in totality, what Bill and Larchmont is proposing for the coming year is a budget of $843,500 in income or revenue, which is conservative and Bill's way of doing business, which I love, and expenses of $821,950. Then other income of $13,500, other expenses of $2,000 for a net of $33,050, which I'm sure he will exceed. That I'd ask the commissioner to approve the Larchmont Golf Course budget for fiscal year 22 or calendar year 22. Excuse me, Bill.
Thanks, Andrew. Juanita, you're on the board out there. Anything you want to add?
Nope. Andrew covered it.
Yeah, and thanks for answering all these questions, Bill. So if
Sure.
you all are okay with it, I'm happy to make this motion that the board approve the FY 2022 budget for Larchmont Golf Course.
Second.
Any further discussion or public comment on the budget? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All
And
right.
congratulations on a fantastic year,
congrats.
Bill.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
for
Bill. Appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks. It's been a lot of fun.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
You bet.
Our third and final action item today is brought to us by Sean Kendall. It's a request to authorize me to sign a commercial lease out on West Broadway. Sean.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I hope my discussion's a little easier than Bill's was or Andrew's was. So essentially, we're losing the two leases that we currently have: the Flynn Lane testing site lease and then the Lucky's vaccine clinic lease. And instead of trying to do two separate leases to facilitate these clinics, we're trying to combine one into the 3665 West Broadway, which is on the corner of Flynn and Broadway there. So it's really close to the Lucky's, not the Lucky's, but the testing site already. So it's about 12,000 square feet. This is a 6-month lease totaling, I think it's $13,421 per month for about $80,000 over the 6 months. As we hope by the end of this, we will be able to possibly fold vaccine back into the health department and then maybe have some other plan for testing. But I think 6 months gives us a good time frame to be able to look at and evaluate where we are going with the COVID incident. And I think, and I know this lease also, we can extend beyond that if need be. So if there's another surge, which it looks like Europe is surging right now, but another surge or more vaccines needed or whatever the case may be, we should be able to continue this lease for as long as we need. So.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah.
That sounds like a prudent move. Josh or Juanita, any questions?
Nope.
No, we kind of have to do this. So, and I'm really glad that you guys were able to find a space that's big enough and in a convenient location.
You know, this is the hardest challenge right now, is finding a commercial space that we can lease for less than 5 years or 3 years. So this is for us, this was the best that we could find. So
Hopefully we will be on the other side of this before
That
5
would be-
years.
Yeah,
right.
actually 6 months would be great.
Yeah, I'm with you. So
Do I move that the board approve and chair sign a commercial lease offered by Cappy 123 LLC to Missoula City County Health Department, the lease of space at 3665 West Broadway?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion or public comment? Seeing none. All in favor?
Thanks so much, Sean.
Aye.
Sorry,
Thanks.
aye.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you all.
Hey, Deshane, before you jump off here, I see that you're, maybe we lost you already.
Oh, he's
Oh,
there.
he's there.
Hey, while we have you, it's been quite a while. It's not on the agenda, but anything noteworthy relative to COVID that you'd like to share with us?
I mean, our transition over to using technology has gone really well. Sorry, a little bit of feedback, but so using the text messaging and web forms has actually gone really well. And so we have a Board of Health meeting on Thursday. That's the update I'm going to give them. Sean did mention, Eastern Europe is having a surge. Also, Colorado, the entire state of Colorado was just declared high risk. And that's for us even more pertinent because we know Colorado, Montana, Rocky Mountains, people going back and forth. So we've got the holidays coming up. Any virus, tends to surge over holidays because it's cold. So people are indoors, they're gathering in groups, families, friends are coming together. So we usually see, we are expecting a spike over the holidays. And we are prepared to deal with that as it comes. And I share everybody's frustration in that I wish this were done and over, but I don't see it being done and over yet.
Is this Delta that is surging in Colorado and Eastern Europe? Are they the same or different variants?
For Colorado, it is Delta. I'll be honest, Eastern Europe, I have not checked yet.
On the national news this morning, they said 99.5% of new cases, and they're talking about America, were Delta.
Exactly, yeah. So here in America, it absolutely is Delta still.
How are we doing on hospitalizations and serious cases in Missoula County?
I mean, that's still, so hospitalizations will, for this virus, will pretty much always lag behind. because what we see is that there are several people who get COVID, and if they're going to get seriously ill, it doesn't always happen right when they get it. And so they might be not seriously ill for a week, 10 days, maybe even 12 or 13 days. And then, you know, it develops into very serious illness. And so today we still have, I should be able to do that math on my head, sorry. 34 people hospitalized right now with COVID. And then, you know, if you look at St. Pat's, you know, I know that Joyce lets us know that that number is actually underreported because we've got people who originally were hospitalized for COVID, but they're still in the hospital. It's just not listed as a COVID hospitalization anymore. They're recovering. So really, St. Pat's by itself, it probably has 40 or 45 people in there with COVID. Last time I checked with Joyce last week, I think it was at about 45. And yeah, so those, what we'll see is that hospitalizations are going to lag behind our dip. So even though our cases are going down, hospitalizations, they're not going to go down until a while after.
So how do those hospitalization numbers, to what we have right now, compare to the last year and a half or so?
I mean, so in the heart of the spike about 2 months ago, you know, we were up at our official number would have been, so right now our official number is 34. Our official number had hit, you know, in the 50s and up to 60s. So we are still looking better now, but it's still a strain on the resources of the hospitals. I do know, I don't know if Adrian's on, and I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about stuff that's not on the agenda, but St. Pat's is working to request. So the National Guard that everybody's heard about, the National Guard is here. They can, it's not a medical crew. They can't do clinical things. So they help with, you know, like with us, they help, you know, actually lead people through the testing site. They help with collecting paperwork, but they're not actually doing the test. They're not entering the test in the machines. But what St. Pat's has now done is actually move to make a medical request so that they can have a Department of Defense team come in who are actually clinicians and can help with the medical care. And I don't know where that request is in the process, but I know that they were working to make that request last week.
Okay.
Thanks for
Well,
that update.
yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Thank
were
you.
here.
Thanks for being available.
Impromptu update there. We'll get you back at some point for more information.
But
All right.
we'll see you all, I think, on, when is our Thursday, I think, is our update.
Oh,
We have an update with you guys coming up.
that's
So.
like an eternity from now, Thursday. So, okay, anything else from anyone before we adjourn? Okay, have a good day, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Bye.